How about now? Do I have audio? Somebody give me a thumbs up if we have audio.
I've got my sound turned on my phone.
Okay. Properties, desktop audio.
There it is.
Hey.
All right. All right, we're good.
We're good? Okay. Comedy of errors. Sorry about that, guys. Still trying to figure out this whole new stream labs thing. That was my bad. I forgot to set stuff up properly. Okay, so comedy of errors. Got home and started getting all my stuff out of the refrigerator that I was going to use, and realized that I am down to my last stick of butter, which is weird because I don't normally go through that much butter. Hello there, Lady Pug and Teresa and Viper and Mimsy and Mason and Teresa. Am I missing anybody? Let's see here. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Welcome to my kitchen, the kitchen of horrors. So, the wheel had spoken, and we got pork chops, red cabbage, eggs, fettuccine, and frickin' Vienna sausages. It's like, really now? Come on. God dang. So, it is what it is. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pound out the pork chops. We're going to start there. Oh, crap. I forgot something out of the freezer. I always forget something. No. Oh god, remind me later that I gotta show you a really weird find that I found at Costco. I haven't tried them yet, but never go to Costco hungry, because what ultimately happens is you end up buying out half the frickin' store, because snacks are, the thing, right? I gotta fix my microphone here real quick. There we go. All right. Need my apron. Need to feel lovely today. Hello, David Bennett and Darren. Hello, hello. Long time no see, David. I'm guessing that you went on the cruise with everybody else. You and Pam. All right. I like to use Ziploc bags. Makes life easier. These are already thin pork chops, but we're gonna just give them a little bit of a beating. Probably only gonna need 2 of them because they are. Yeah, I think probably just 2. I didn't trim that. I didn't trim that one. That was oh shit. I missed one. Store was totally out of the good pork chops. All they had were these thin ass pieces of nonsense with the bones still in them. All right. Now that we got that, whoops, almost lost my thermometer. All right. Let's just set that aside for right now. Just in case Timmy says, oh, I gotta have 2. I gotta have 2. Gotta have 2. And now we're gonna go with the egg. There's 3 eggs in here. I'm gonna crack some pepper into it. Lots and lots of pepper. And we're gonna give it some salt. And some smoked paprika. And a pretty good amount. All right. And then we're gonna give it a little bit of heavy cream. Not a lot, because I gotta improvise. Alrighty, Roo. Whippy, whippy, whippy. So 3 eggs, got a quarter cup of heavy cream. Go pretty aggressive on the salt and pepper, because we are going to fry these. Originally what I wanted to do was I wanted to do something a little bit different, but then realized, oh crap, this has got other things in it. I was going to show you guys how to make pate out of Vienna sausage. What am I doing? Oh my god. Just too busy yakking. Not paying attention. This is just breadcrumbs. It's about a quarter cup of each. We're just gonna mix these together. Now I got some in my egg wash. Okay. But first off, what we're going to do is we're going to take what's in the box. We're going to start there. We have onions and mushrooms. Or no, you know what? I think we'll start with the pork first. Well, first of all, we got to heat up the pan because I always forget to heat the pan up. We're going to generously oil this. Oh no. Oh, I got another bottle. Okay. Thank goodness. I'm running out of everything this week. All right. Hello, Oracles. Welcome. All right. We'll just make that oops just disappear, okay? All right. Get this out of the way. My kitchen sink is too far away. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go in and we're going to take these pork chops. I think I'm just going to do 2 of them. And then we're going to dredge. Okay? So this is just breadcrumbs, just regular breadcrumbs. You can use panko if you want, or you can just use just regular flour. You can also beer batter them too if you want. All right, there's one. Number 2, this is going to be the Timmy sized one. So, can anybody guess what I'm making? Besides a mess. Anybody guess? So we want everything just thoroughly coated. I'm going to switch to the other camera. So we're just thoroughly coating everything, both sides. Make sure that, they're coated. I'm just going to set these aside right there and let them rest and get happy with one another. And we've got some shredded cabbage. We're going to dump them into the water that's sitting on the back of the stove. Get these out of the way. Because what we're going to do is we're going to get those nice and boiled down and then add our fettuccine noodles so that we have a bright, brilliant color of the purple with the bland beige of the pasta. Oh, shit. So much for that. I hate these Ziploc bags with the zippers. They always break on me. All right. Get that out of my way. All right, so let's see here. Yes, shark fishing. He got number 5 today. Today? Was it today? Today? They're just a little tiny pup, though. Huh? No, this one was like a little tiny one. And he did a video. It was so cute. I think he's just, yeah, he looked like an angry little thing. And that was pretty cool. I want to go shark fishing this year. I wanted to go last year, but then I caught COVID. So I was living like a refugee on the front porch. This year, Mason. Provided I don't get COVID again. Provided I don't get COVID. That was rough. Okay, so let's go check out our pan. We're using our cast iron. And I hear some sizzle going on. Just dip our finger in some egg and just kind of just hit it and see what it does. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right. So now we're going to take our pork and we're going to gently just lay them down in the oil. And let them do their thing and come right on back over here. So I remember back in the day when it came to Vienna sausages, they were in little jars. They're not in little jars anymore. They're in little cans. And these are, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah, they taste just like they did when I was a kid. We're going to slice these up. We're going to pretend that they're sausages. But they come in a can now. Used to be in little jars. And I could have sworn that they were just a little bit bigger. Can't believe how expensive these things have gotten. Like $3 for just one can. It's just redonkulous. Grocery prices have sure gone up a lot. Oh, and next week, it's funny, after the live yesterday, our wonderful missionary lady, Lee, who also watches my videos. I hadn't seen her since October, but then again, I hadn't really been home much at all because at that time I was like working 7 days a week, gone from the house for 14 hours at a time, and it was just rough. So, you know, I hadn't seen my neighbors in months and hadn't seen her in months because she only would pop by every once in a while. And she's the only missionary person that's even allowed on our porch. She's just an absolutely lovely human being. I just absolutely adore the living hell out of her. So after the live, she showed up. She goes, well, you know, she was talking to me about dairy-free, gluten-free. She would try to make a dairy-free, gluten-free cheesecake. And I kind of laughed a little bit because I'm like, I've made those before. Oh, look at those. Those are golden brown, delicious. I hate these tongs. Alright, so we're going to do a one pot wonder here. Actually, 2-pot wonder because we got our water going over here. So anyway, she's just an absolutely lovely human being. And so I promised her that we are going to do a gluten-free, dairy-free cheesecake. Hey, Tiger, welcome. So that's going to be next week. And I think what we're going to do is that raspberry filling that I bought, that I plan to use, or thought about possibly using, that we would use that as the topping for this dairy-free, gluten-free cheesecake. But, oh my god, so how do you make a dairy-free, gluten-free cheesecake, you ask? Very carefully. Actually with goat cheese, Mont Chevre, and a lot of people that have a cow milk allergy or intolerance can generally tolerate sheep cheese and goat cheese. A little bit more on the spendy side, but it's actually really delicious. Hey, Mac Deuce. Welcome. So if anybody hasn't figured out yet, we're making pork schnitzels. And they're going to be divine because we're going to make a lemon sauce to go with it. But we're going to rest these here in just a few moments. Since they're very thin, they're not going to take very long at all. Why does that dog need to bark now? My goodness. Can somebody throw up Mac Deuce's channel link, please? You know, we don't have them in the automated thing. So pork schnitzels. Now, let me ask you this question. Do we want to see like a stroganoff style fettuccine with the pork schnitzels, or do we want to go with the lemon butter sauce? But I'm out of lemon, or I'm short on lemon, or not lemon. I'm short on butter. So I'm gonna let you all decide. Do we want to go kind of sort of like a stroganoff, or do we want to do a piccata? You guys choose. All right. The side that touched the hot last, you flip it upside, just like so, onto a pan and let it rest. Huh? Oh, sorry. I didn't know what you were pointing at. The lemon butter sauce? Okay. And you guys in your Vienna sausages. All right, that's 3 mushrooms, half of a small sweet onion. And get our thing there. That's finished. Need the thyme, need that, need the butter. Do we want red pepper strips? You guys choose. Yes or no? Yes or no? Hey, She Cooks and Roasts. Welcome. So what we have in the pan right now is mushrooms, sweet onions, and those dreaded freaking little tidbits of spite and malice, also known as Vienna sausages that no longer come in a jar. I was like looking on the shelves. I'm like, what? Is this store too bougie now to sell Vienna sausages? Really? Really? What the hell? And I'm like looking for a jar because I haven't bought these things in like forever, right? And lo and behold, they're in cans now. I didn't know that. All right, so little bits of spite and malice right here. We're gonna get them all toasted up. Hopefully they won't. Oh man, they're disintegrating. Oh, this sucks, man. These things disintegrate. You would have thought that they would like hold up like spam or something. You know, being freaking Pacific Islander, I know a little bit about a thing or two about spam and shit. Okay. All right. So I was hoping that they would be nice little like weenie things for this pasta sauce. Okay. So our water is going. Do we want to actually turn the cabbage blue, or do we want to keep it red? There's a way to do that. Or do you guys not care? Oh, I know. Mushrooms are so good. I love mushrooms. I could eat mushrooms all day, every day. Come to think of it, whenever we order DoorDash from my favorite Italian restaurant. Actually, it's our favorite Italian restaurant. We haven't ordered from there in so long. But they were about to tear the building down to make room for affordable housing units. Wonder how that's going. All right, so our water is boiling. Our pasta is going in. This really doesn't take long to put together. Do I do the whole thing? Yeah, sure, why not? So this is the Chico brand. It's whatever you can afford. You know, just do your best. Do your worst, do your best, whichever. You like the bougie stuff. No, I didn't make it from scratch. The reason why is because I just don't feel like it. I had to go to the chiropractor today. Neck and back has been all jacked up for days now, and just didn't feel like standing around in the kitchen for hours. So, sausage, yes, sausage. Hey, Des, welcome. I hope you liked your little Nomi, your little Nomi. But there's a little surprise at the end, but you got to watch all the way to the very end. And that goes for you too, Darren, if you're still here. Huh? Oh, and Stephen and Jacqueline, but have they come in yet? Oh, hey, Stephen and Jacqueline. So we got a little surprise for the three of you all, but you got to watch all the way to the end, to the credits, to see it. We decided to try something a little bit different, something that no one else is really doing. Hi? Need a what? Do I need to thin the gnome up a little bit? I'm sorry. It might be because I stretched it a little bit. Let me see what I can do. So this is just some thyme that was floating around in the bottom of my refrigerator. It's still good because this stuff never goes bad. But we want to add some herb to it. Goes to show how often I use thyme. One of these days I'm going to plant my own frickin' herbs. But lately I've been killing all my herbs. I got like dead rosemary plant. Alright, let's stir our pasta around. Without getting a steam burn, please. Alright. Our water looks smurfy. Actually, it looks like grape Kool-Aid. I threw the cabbage into the water. Little fine ribbons. Okay, so here we have this. So now we are going to deglaze a pan with some wine. And we're going to use this Kung Fu Girl, so Riesling. Make sure it hasn't turned to crap. The vinegar been there for a while. And generally, when you're cooking white meat, you want to go with whites. When you're cooking with red meats, you want to go with reds. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this all the way down to au sec. Au sec means that it's almost nearly evaporated. And put a lemon in there. Juice of half of a large lemon. All right. Now, hit it with some salt. The Vienna sausages weren't very salty, so it can afford some salt. And then we're going to want some black pepper. Then what we're going to do is we're going to throw in some capers because you all know how much I love capers. Now this is optional. If you don't like capers, then you don't have to add them. A little bit goes a long way. Don't go too heavy on them or else it's going to be very, 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 very strong. Also, the other thing is that they're also very, 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 very salty. So now, but once when you cook them down a little bit, it tends to kill some of that saltiness, the brine. All right, check our pasta. Ow, 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 ow! That hurts. Let's see if I got something longer than this. Oh, the onesie's favorite spurtle. How about that? All right. Have we figured out whether or not we want to add those fire roasted red bell pepper strips? Yes, no, maybe. Roasted red bell pepper strips. No? Okay. All right. We're just going to let this continue to do its thing. Give us a taste. That's mighty fine. Vertical. No, we're not going vertical. We're horizontal. Oh, nobody's talking to me. Okay, fine. I'll just shut up and just come back over here and cook. Oh, nobody's talking to me. Why is he so mean? Oh, I'm cooking dinner and he's being mean. Oh. Anyway. Huh? What's the Oh. Whose question? Huh? Can't find it. Oh, for Christ's sakes, man.
See where the last nightbot is?
The last nightbot, okay. So where's this dish originally from? This is from my freaking head. It's kind of a little bit of everything. It came from the Wheel of Misfortune. And what it is Wait? Okay. All right, fine. God, why so salty? So, this is the Wheel of Misfortune. And what we do is we spin for random ingredients. And as we spin for the random ingredients, those ingredients come off, and everybody has the opportunity to add to the blank space. We've got an assortment of things on here. Like the outer ring is the protein. So we got gizzards, pork, hamburger, lamb, alligator, duck, buffalo, pork ribs, hot dogs, spam, beef ribs, chicken nuggets, fish, and roast beef. Now, when it comes to proteins like that, it can also be plant-based proteins like Beyond Burger or something like that. Then there's a whole bunch of other rings that's got a bunch of other ingredients. So we spin to find out what we're going to be cooking with, and then we go from there. So these are all random ingredients, and I do not look on the web and research things. I don't ask ChatGPT what I can make with these ingredients. This all comes out of my twisted sick head. Some of them are winners, okay? Some of them are winners, but then other ones, they don't suck, but I wouldn't make them again, if that makes any sense. Okay, so as we can see here, we've got OSEC, where there's hardly any liquid left. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some minced garlic. This is the Gourmet Garden minced garlic paste. The reason why I use this is because sometimes it might be weeks before I can get around to actually cooking anything. What? Yeah, I think yes. Anyway, sometimes it could be weeks before I get around to actually being able to cook anything. what ultimately happens is that my garlic will have sprouted and is no longer usable. So what I do is, just to save money, is I'll buy these tubes of garlic paste, and when I'm done with what I needed it for that meal, is then I will throw it in the freezer until I need it again. And so that saves me a butt ton of money, because right now it's too goddamn cold to go stand outside and smoke garlic, because I like to. We did a video over the summer about smoking garlic. Our noodles are almost there. Another 2 minutes. So now we're going to return this back to the pan. And because stupid me, I was at the store, I was looking right at the butter. I'm like, nah, I better buy some butter. I'm like, no, there's no way in hell that I could possibly be out of butter. Because, when I go to Costco, it's like, I'm the butter queen. It's like I live for butter. So it's the only thing besides yogurt and sour cream that I can actually eat that comes from a cow, as far as dairy is concerned. So now we're just gonna add this butter in there. Just to help with the mouthfeel. Now, what'll happen is the lecithin from the lemons, I'm gonna cut the heat on that. Just let it carry over. And you just throw small knobs of butter into the pan, and you just start mixing with the rest of the ingredients, and it will react with the lecithin from the lemon juice, and it will start to create a pan sauce with all the other stuff that's, all the nice little mealy bits at the bottom of the pan. And this is a little tiny bit of nostalgia here with these stupid Vienna sausages. So, back to some of the ingredients are totally effed up, like so effed up. I'm like rethinking my whole logic behind having this little weekly cooking thing with the Wheel of Misfortune. In that there's like stuff like root beer, or no, ginger ale, Twizzlers. They're starting to really embrace the whole mystery box sort of thing by adding more and more crazy ingredients. Okay, so now there's that. We are going to add a little bit of heavy cream because I am short on that. Our pasta should be done. We're going to reserve out the pasta water because it's full starch, and if we need to help thicken this up, we can definitely do that. Our pasta is al dente. Now it's just a matter of getting this back up to temp. Now that we have the heavy cream in there to stabilize it. Plus, it'll also pick up on some of the starch from the cutlet that we've got breaded. And we're just going to let this do its thing for a few moments. And I'm going to come back over here and take a look and see how we're all doing. How are we doing? Oh, Victoria's out with her sisters. Okay. Well, I hope she's having a good time. So anyway, funny story about work last week. while we're waiting for this to do its thing. So we ended up in lockdown, and the trustees were asking me, why were we in lockdown when I finally got a chance to bring them back to the kitchen? And of course, I can't tell them because it could potentially be a security risk. So I just say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And they weren't buying it, and they just, oh, come on, just tell us what's going on. And I'm like, I don't know, and even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you because it could be a security risk. Please stop asking. And so he just kept asking. And finally I said, okay, fine. Do you really want to know? Do you really, really, really want to know? And they're like, yeah, yeah. And so they're gathered around the serving line, and they're being very quiet and a little bit sheepish. And I'm like, okay, so the reason why we were in lockdown is because of chickens. And they're like, chickens? I'm like, yeah, chickens. Okay, so mind you, my kitchen is monitored by video and audio. And they know this, I know this, we all know this. And so they're like looking at me like, what do you mean? I said, some idiot from one of the fraternities had let loose a bunch of live chickens in the lobby. Last week it was a bunch of live goats in the public library. Oh, no way, no way. Nobody did that. Nobody did that. They didn't do that. I'm like, how do you know? Were you there? I mean, you can go look at the lobby. It's all covered in chicken shit and feathers, and the COs were all, they had to stop what they were doing, lock down the whole jail just so they could chase around all these chickens all over the lobby, and then finally decided to give up and called in animal control. Okay, so we got some nice reduction happening right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pasta, but I'm not sure if we're going to take all of it. Maybe we'll take all of it. I don't know. And the cabbage has lost some of its color. Actually, pretty much all of its color. One of the ways to turn your cabbage blue is to add vinegar to the water, like copious amounts of vinegar. So anyway, they're like, that didn't happen. That really didn't happen. I go, well, as a matter of fact, it's time for break. And they were like, well, we just got here. I said, yeah, I know, but it's my lunch break. So you guys are gonna need to go out and go back to your unit. And so they're still not buying it. So they decided that they were going to go and ask because they get a pat down every single time that they get sent out to the hallway. And here I am, kind of giggling because I'm saying this rather straight faced and pretty serious. You would think that they would believe me, right? Well, so I didn't have any time to coordinate this story with any of the COs, okay? But I know that they're listening. But I know that the one that actually came down to do a pat down was not the one that was in the control box. And so one of the trustees asks the CO, so what's this about chickens in the lobby? And without skipping a beat, he started in on the whole story about how there's feathers and chicken shit everywhere. And they're chasing these chickens around. And so I started this, I'm like laughing at it, and I'm like, see, I told you so. I told you so. Why would I lie? But it was more, it was a lie because I got tired of them harassing me about, you know, why were we in lockdown? Well, I can't tell you. You know, we weren't gonna take no for an answer. Uh, so I made up a story, and so that was my fun. That was my fun. Okay, so here we go. We got pork schnitzel with a fettuccine and a butter sauce, kind of like a pork piccata of sorts. Just need to clean off this mess of a plate that I made. So that's what happened at work the other day. But without skipping a beat, he just took the ball and ran with it. And their eyes got big. They were like as big as freaking teacups. They were like looking at me, looking at him, and I'm like, I'm going to lunch, bye. And laughing all the way down the hallway. And yeah. So here we go. Here we have it. Yeah, pork piccata. It looks damn good. So so the whole purpose behind the Wheel of Misfortune is to help people to look in their cupboards and see what they can make with just a bunch of random ingredients. Give them some inspiration for being creative, because you don't always have to make, if you know the basics, you can definitely put a dish together. Sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice on there. And so that's that. And yeah. And then on top of all of it, it's like, some people have problems with food insecurity. They have to rely on, supplementing their pantries with the community food pantry. And you don't always get to choose what it is that you can get. Sometimes it means getting 15 cans of canned mushrooms, and 4 cans of cream of mushroom soup, and a bunch of weird oddities that were probably cleaned out and out of pantries just in the nick of time for New Year's resolutions, because everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm going to eat healthier, so we're just going to dump all this stuff off at the food bank. It's like, it's not, so use a little bit of creativity. You could put a dish like this together just based off of the 5 ingredients and whatever it was that I already had in my fridge or in the pantry, and we're able to make quite a big meal right here. This is Civvy size, that's Timmy size. And you can definitely make something that is restaurant quality out of random ingredients. So I'm so happy that everybody is really fully embracing this whole mystery box or mystery Wheel of Misfortune. But it is that time. Hello there, Lance. Welcome. It is that time to select new ingredients. So let's give it a whiz and see where we land. Let me clean some of this mess off here. It's kind of in the way. Oh, and you can also put a little bit of cheese on top if you want. This is a 4 cheese blend. Romano, Parmesan, Asiago, and Provolone. Sprinkle a little bit on there. I'm living off of Lactate again. I gotta check the expiration date because I was struggling hard. Okay, so Yes, we've already erased those and replaced them with new ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin for next week's, and then we're going to replace. So all of those that have not been able to add to the wheel yet will have an opportunity to shout out an ingredient. But first, we're going to start off with, what should we start off with? What should be the first spin? Should we do proteins, vegetables, starches, or random? And the way that we nominate it is everybody that has not submitted one yet gets first chance at picking an ingredient.